Morning, America. How we doing today? We are in, we're down by the Rio Grande. I'm in a van down by the river. Oh, remember the old Chris Farley Saturday Night Live? I live in a van down by the river.
And I live in a van down by the river.
Anyway, there I am, a van, and right here is the Rio. Well, this is the Pecos River. And right, see this wall right here? That wall, right at the end of that wall, the Pecos River butts into the Rio Grande. Rio Grande's coming right down over there through that canyon and goes on down through that way. And this is what do you call it? The merging of those two rivers. Anyway, got down here last night, I don't know, maybe 9 o'clock, I guess, something like that. Pulled in here, it was dark, couldn't see much. I knew this was here, but you couldn't see hardly anything last night. There was no moon, and it was a clear, starry night. And you get out, you look around, you couldn't see nothing. I got in the van, about a half hour later, the wind picked up. And I mean, man, the wind was blowing. Man, it was blowing. And one of the reasons is, that's what I woke up to looking out the window. Looked out the front window of the van and saw that this morning. Yeah, isn't that something? That is the Highway 90, US 90 bridge going over the Pecos River down here by the border, okay? And I've been across that bridge one time, about, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, something like that. I was driving a truck, coming by through, I was coming up through here, and when you're driving from Del Rio, it's just down the road here, about 40 miles. Come through Del Rio and an old town of, I think, Comstock, I think is the name of the town. Anyway, just kind of open country, you know, there's a couple little canyons, little box canyons and stuff like that here and there you see. But you're driving along and all of a sudden you come across this and boom, it just opens up to this huge expanse and you're driving along, not paying that much of attention, you're just, you know, just cruising along. And all of a sudden the world just drops out from underneath you. And it's like you're flying across this bridge. It only takes maybe 10 seconds to get across the bridge and then you're back on just open nothing country, you know, it's just, you know, kind of nothingness out here. But man, this thing took me by surprise the first time I drove across it. And I'm like, whoa, check that out. I mean, huge canyon, and then it's gone. It's just, you see it and then it's gone, you know. So anyway, I knew that place was here, so I thought I'd stop. This is one of the first places. I left Dallas and I run down through mid-central Texas, and I wiggled my way down through here to Del Rio, and then from Del Rio came up here last night and pulled in right there. So I woke up this morning looking at that, got up around and cooked breakfast and coffee and the whole 9 yards. Well, I better get out here and make a video. And anyway, what we're at here, this is the Pecos River High Bridge. There's the bridge, and there's the Pecos River High Bridge, and you can read that if you'd like. Pause it. Okay, that right here at the very bottom, it says that's the highest bridge in Texas, 270 some feet, something like that. Then you come over here, there's another placard. Now remember, this is the Pecos River, okay? Back in the old days, here we go, you can read this. But back in the old days, 1800s and stuff, this was Indian territory, and I think it was Comanche, might be some Apache too, mostly Comanche, I think. It says right here, oh, somewhere I saw it, read it already. Where is it at? Anyway, the Comanche Indians were out in this area. So, of course, there was the Indian Wars and everything, and you know, we can think what we want to one way or the other about that. If it was the right thing or the wrong thing to do, I don't know, but that's for people to debate. I don't know, but anyway, this is where a lot of that happened out in this area. And the Pecos River was kind of a barrier. It was kind of hard to get across. I mean, imagine you riding your horse across here and then come up to that cliff. How do you get from there to there? I mean, it's a pretty stout barrier. Well, you figure out ways to go around somehow, and you get down here and you cross the river down here where it's a little shallower and stuff, and you work your way back up. You know, you can get across it. But anyway, this was kind of a barrier, okay, of sorts. And what was considered east of the Pecos was kind of settled area, but west of the Pecos, that was where that's where the Wild West began, okay? And back in 1800s, there was a little town right up here that got started, and I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to go on down the road here and show you, but we're going to see if we can't find a little justice west of the Pecos. Well, I was hoping they'd have a beer here. This is the saloon in the area. This is Landry, Texas, and this is Judge Roy Bean's saloon / Justice of the Peace courthouse. Judge Roy Bean, he would have been a character, huh? Yeah. Yeah. This is the actual building too. This is they've got it set up here. The state of Texas, the Department of Transportation owns this, and they've got a like a museum type setup on the inside, and this is the actual building where he actually conducted court, you know, and usually right out here on the porch. And yeah, it was a saloon, but whenever something happened where they needed to have some kind of a courtroom hearing, this is where he come. And this is so neat. I mean, I could definitely sit around here and drink a couple beers. This is super cool. Now let's see what this is. Some kind of chopper. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's a little guillotine looking thing. Cuts stuff or something. I don't know. But yeah, this is the original Jersey Lily. There she is right there. There's Jersey Lil. Lily Langtree. Here's another picture of her. And Judge Roy Bean had a crush on her. He just thought she, get there. There we go. And yeah, he had a crush on her. So he named his bar the Jersey Lily, and had a couple of tables around here. I can imagine sitting here playing poker, you know, and drinking your whiskey from up here. And then you walk out on the porch and walk over here to the other room, and this is the billiards room. He used to have a pool table here, and there's the legs from the pool table. There's 3 of them out of the 4 legs, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It is. It is a neat building. This would have been the late 1800s when this was all done. Let me see here. We got some Judge Roy Bean. Okay, Roy Bean and his friends in front of the Jersey Lil Saloon, which burned in 1897. Okay, the original building was this one right here, and it burned in 1897. And then he rebuilt it and rebuilt this building, and that's actually him right there. Oh, the darn reflections. That's him right there sitting on a barrel, just like that one, just like that barrel there. And he's sitting there, and let's see, Judge Roy Bean holding court at the old Landry, Texas, trying a horse thief. This is the building, the courthouse, and saloon. No other peace officers in the locality at the time. Okay, but there he is on his horse. And there's this porch. I'm in this building right here. I'm actually in this building right here, this room. So yeah, this is cool. Here's a picture of George Roy Bean. Here's trying to get the reflection off of him, right? There you go. There's Judge. There's his family. There's Lily Langtry. She was a British actress, and he this is his wife, Virginia. He owned a pet bear. You talk about a character now. I mean, jeez. There he is. He's on his horse there. And this is neat. This is the Old West. This is super neat. Oh, this here. I'll get to this here in a little bit, but we're going to go down and check it out. But he held a prize fight. Well, this is the boxing back in the day. The way they this would be like the Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier kind of fight back in that day. This is the national championship or something like that. But anyway, they had a fight. Well, boxing was illegal in Texas, so they couldn't hold it in Texas. So what he did, he went across the river. Right over here is Mexico. He went across the river on a sandbar in Mexico, and set the thing up, okay, and actually built a bridge so that people could walk across the bridge to go over to this. There's a camera in here, what do they call it, a kinetoscope is in here filming the thing, and he would charge people. They come from El Paso and down in the valley, the Del Rio and San Antonio areas. They would get on trains and come out here to go to the fight. Well, it's illegal in Texas, so he took it across the river on a sandbar in Mexico. Well, it's illegal in Mexico too, but there weren't any Mexican authorities over there to stop it. So they got in there, had their fight, and got back out of there before Mexico could do anything about it. So yeah, this is something. Oh, right here, this says right here, Judge, he actually died in this room. Judge died in this room on March 16th, 1903, and they buried him over in Del Rio. So, but he never did. He named this Jersey Lil, the bar and the saloon or whatever, named it after Lily Langtry. Now the town, he claimed he named the town Langtry after Jersey Lil, or Jersey Langtry, or Lily Langtry, and she. Apparently he didn't. He claimed that he named the town after her, but it was actually named after some other fella. There's one of these plaques, one of these kind of plaques like this across the road I read a little bit ago. So we'll go over and check that out. But it's just neat. It's just neat. As you go through here, here's your card table. You can play poker on that table. And what we got here, here's the prize fight. Here we go. Here's Mexico, and this is America. United States, and this is Mexico, and this is a sandbar, which is part of Mexico. So he built a bridge right here, goes across. He just, what a character, what a character. So this is out the back door, and now they got over here they've got another part of this complex or whatever. Not only Judge Roy Bean, but they also have a thing over here for the native plants, so you can take a little walk up through here, and it's a paved, meandering, goes back and forth, zigzags around up through there, and you have all your old, your native plants, your cactuses and all the different kinds. It explains what they are. But up on the hill, I walked up around there, and I won't bore you with all that. It's a neat little walk if you're ever here. But right up on top of the hill, that tower, that's a water well, and that's how they pump their water, and that's something that Judge Bean brought in to make the town a little bit easier to live out here, because it's so hard living out here with no water. So they used to have to go all the way down to the river and tote it all the way up here, and so he put a well in and made the place a little bit better. Well, here's this. While you're reading this, I got a story to tell you about him. Judge Roy, he was kind of a dishonest judge, if you want to say it. He had a guy, people brought a corpse in one day, and the guy's dead and everything. He said, what were we going to do with him? He said, well, let's search around, went through his things and found out he had $40 on his person. And he says, all right, well, I'm going to have to fine him $20 for having a concealed weapon and then there'll be $10 for the funeral and $10 for court costs. So he ended up getting all $40. That was one of the things he would do. He'd have his court, he'd find somebody, he'd fine them. Wouldn't you know that the fine was exactly how much money they had on their person? So if you had 20 bucks on you, that's what you got fined. And he never sent it in to the this is I guess he'd be a federal judge, so he never sent it into the feds. He always just kept the money. So he was a bit of a swindler, or a scoundrel, I guess. One of the other stories I heard, an Irishman is brought in front of him, gonna have a trial for murdering a Chinaman. Okay. And the people around here says, no, you're not gonna hang this Irishman for killing a Chinaman. There was gonna be a riot, you know, there was a big brawl and everything. So he sits there and he looks through his little law book and everything, and comes up with the story, or he decides, well, I looked and looked and looked all through the thing, and it says murder is killing a human being. But I'll be darned, I can't find anywhere in here it says anything about killing a Chinaman. So he let the guy go. You know, it's just that kind of, you know, that kind of justice, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't want to be brought in front of him, I guarantee you that. So anyway, we're going to run around town here a little bit and look at some of the other things. Oh, the house, the opera house up here. He called this Judge Roy Bean's Opera House. And this is where, if he ever got Lily Landry to come to town, he was going to have her perform in this house, or this opera house up here. Actually, it's his home. That's where he lived. Okay. And just a one-room house, Adobe, not Adobe, yeah, Adobe style house. And yeah, it's just, this is where he lived. I'm going to read this here. You can pause the camera and read that. And then we come back in here, and it's an Adobe, kind of like a stucco on the inside. It's rock that they formed to make bricks, whatever, and built a stone, and then they covered it up with this like a concrete mix. But there's a bed. I'm sure that's not his original bed, but it's you know, somebody donated it. And there's some stuff here to read. And there's a chair and tables. And he would have had there's a stove over there, and he would have had it like a kitchen in this area right here. But yeah, it's just a history. It's just neat. Just neat stuff. Well, let's go drive around and look around town a little bit more. Okay, this is the front of the museum area, and right behind it is where the judge's courthouse was, or courtroom, or saloon was, whatever. And right here where the road goes through here, that's where the railroad used to come through. So this was right on the railroad stop. And then right here behind me, here on the other side of the road, this is on kind of on the south side of the road toward Mexico. This is Lily Langtree, this little shop and store and everything. But here's the post office. Yep. And we'll walk down here to this placard, this historical placard and everything, and read it. It's it explains how the town got its start and everything. And then, you know, Judge Roy Bean came along later, and there was another judge that was one of the original founding family, and they went back and forth. One would get voted in, and the other one would get voted in, back and forth. But here we go. Right here's the Historical Commission. If I went a little too fast on that, you can pause it and everything. But I'm going to go get in the van. We're going to drive down this road right here, and it's going to go down to Mexico. We're going to go look and see if we can see where they had that boxing match. Well, we're down here by the river now, sort of. River's right over here. Yeah, I'm still in America, still in the United States. But here's the Rio Grande. Runs right down through here. If you look, this on this side is United States, and on that side is Mexico. That cliff over there, that's all Mexico. Goes all the way around, and then the Rio Grande turns and goes that way. And what we have over here, this cliff overhang washout and everything, that's on the United States side. River goes around and curls around that way. All right. So back in the day, Roy Bean would have had a trail coming across here and a little bridge, a makeshift bridge, to get people over onto that sandbar. And they had their big fight over there. So, like I said, here in America, it was illegal. So he goes across the river to Mexico, puts it on. It's illegal in Mexico too, but they just can't, there's nobody there to enforce the rules. So anyway, he gets away with it. He just, all kinds of, just always trying to get away with something, you know? So anyway, with that, this is the end of this video. I got a cold from back in Christmas. I caught a cold back in Christmas, and I cannot get rid of this damn cough. And no, it's not COVID. It was tested. No COVID. It's just a chest cold. But anyway, so this is what we're gonna do for the next couple months or whatever, driving around out west. I'm gonna stop at Arizona and Phoenix and Quartzsite and hang around with those people for a little while. But I'm also going to travel around and do these kinds of videos, go into places that I think might be interesting. So if you like it, keep watching. If it's not trucking, I ain't gonna watch it. If it ain't trucking, well, sorry, you might miss out on something. So all right, with that, I'm gonna get in the van. It's a little chilly out here today, windy, so I'm gonna get back in the van and get to rolling and try to find something else to show you. So with that, take care. Ciao.